Hello friends, how are you doing today? Okay, yeah, so I'm starting a bit later today, but we can just jump straight into it when I prepare everything. Yeah, so today we are going to continue with Famousity, mobile version made in Godot on C#, and yeah, I have to confess I was playing with the project a bit yesterday after the stream, so I've done some changes and some improvements. I'm going to go through them real quick to show you. So just to summarize the yesterday stream, I was a little bit struggling, well, not a little bit, but I was struggling quite for some time with the translations of the camera, and then hey everyone, and then I was reading some stuff about the transformation and how to do it in the Godot and basically in general, and I actually recommend you this article, which is on Godot documentation site. So it's about matrices and transformations and how to do all those. Also the other ones which are under the math section here. So all of those are pretty good reading to get you a better understanding of how to do the transformations. And basically what I was doing wrong, and my reason for that was that I wasn't really sure that I can do the tweening with the transformation itself. I was doing the translation and rotation transformation for the interpolations and for tweening. So the better way how to do it is to just use interpolate the transform property, and this transform property provides you with very useful functions, which I'm going to show you. And basically we were implementing the look at table card yesterday. Look. And I ended up with some solution that was basically taking the hard-coded, let's say hard-coded position and rotation from the notes, which I still have it here. I need to remove it actually. So let me just so we actually had two additional properties here for the card container, which were telling the information about how to set up the camera position when you actually look at this card container. So let's get rid of those, because we don't really need it. And what I've done here is to I was trying to do that yesterday, but I failed, and I found out the way how to do it actually. So if you have a table cards container, you get global transform, which we will use for the camera position, and then I translated it. So I moved it back by 3. So it means like back means in the z-axis. In this case, if the cards are placed on the table this side, back is up from the table. And I also translated it to down, so this way to right of the table, in this case, by half of a point. So basically we can have a look how it looks like. So it's basically the same thing, but it's made dynamically. Wait, I have some socket exception here. I didn't start the server. Okay. I also changed the icon. So let's try to win some cards, or maybe it's not relevant. Yeah, so when you click on the table, it's basically moving the camera based on the global transformation of this table container here. It's moving it back, which means up towards your screen, and I translated it a little bit to down, so this way down. And this is basically generic for all the table containers, also for the right one if we had any, and also for mine container as well. And I also changed the same, I also done the same way for I also done it the same way for the round card. So I'm passing now the round card container, and I'm doing the transformation here, so I'm not having the this is not relevant anymore. And I actually might not keep this method at all. I'm gonna prefer the transform method. Yep. Okay, so as you might have noticed, I made another change. Well, this icon here, and I also was playing a little bit with the names of the cards. So what actually happened here is I put 2D text on the 3D environment, and in this case is a card. And the way I've done it is I can show you. So let's go to the card. So basically the way how you do it is you will create so label, it's this background picture, and name texture is actually the name, the text. It is texture because I want to basically render a texture on it, and in this case it's the viewport texture. So I'm basically rendering whatever viewport is catching here, and this name viewport is actually the viewport I'm catching, or I'm rendering on the name texture. And this viewport actually is the contains the 2D label node in a container. So I set the size of the viewport, I set up the font size, I set up the font alignment and stuff like that, and that's all that is rendered on the card, or the texture, 3D texture. Well, it's not a 3D texture, it's the 3D sprite, or more precisely the sprite 3D. Yep, this one. So this is how you can do 2D text in the 3D environment. Okay, so don't save anything here. So that's for yesterday's stuff and a little bit of bonus work I've done. And today I would like to continue, and I would like to... What was I gonna do? I'm actually going to... Okay, so we have a movement to the table cards. We can play the card. We still need some confirmation before I play the card. So if I click on the card, it will show up the yes or no button. So we might do this. But I was saying yesterday that I will actually do the HUD and I will show the players. So we might work on that today. I see this confirmation as an improvement for now, so it's not so relevant. I want to do the playable version as soon as possible, like fully playable with all the information which are needed, and then we can tweak it if needed. Okay, so yeah, so let's start with this score HUD. I'm saying score HUD because it's going to be show the players, and it's also going to show the current score of the players. So we will have a HUD here. Which one is this? This is actions, and we will create a new child node, which is going to be node. Actually, which is this one is what type? This is a control. Okay. So let's create a control here. And we call it scoreboard. Actually, I'm not sure if the about the layouting. If I do need yeah, actually I want to have it here. So we will have it on the top left, and the size of it should be, yeah, we will also have some margin here. Okay. Now I need to figure out how to do a simple panel with all of the, yeah. Okay. We don't see it on the screen here. I think we might want to see, I might be able to see it, right? Yeah. Okay. So we need to make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't cover the cards. Okay, so this is anchor. Okay, and this actually uses the theme. So for UI elements we can use a theme. Wait, it should be, I should have some options here. Which one is the label tree? I should be able to change this information about the color and stuff like that somehow. Okay, what I actually want to do is to just to make it a little bit alpha. Which one is it? custom styles. Okay. And then under this panel we will have, okay, so we can call this a background. And we will have multiple players here. I see, so this is the one I'm looking for. So this should fill the whole area. And I should actually change the size of the parent. Okay, maybe I won't do it this way, because I'm thinking that if you have multiple players, all of those will have, well, if you have 2 players, you want to see just 2 of those, and if you have 4 players, yeah. So what I will do is I will create a container which will contain of, yeah, it might be this one. This will be called a player score. Or player info. It will have a static height. Okay, we don't need this. So this is also rendering the background. I don't really want to do that. I want to have it not colored. Okay, in this player info we will have player name as a label and score as another one, so we will do a label that will be name and another one for score. And I will probably need to change this one to as I want to align it to left and right. I want to change this to what would be the best one to fit in here? Container, center container, grid container, split container, margin container. Let me try this one. Scroll direction. Both. This one will be both, and this one will be. Oh wait, both for horizontal and vertical. And score should be. And for vertical and both for. And for horizontal and both for vertical, right? Okay. Okay, so name. Okay, player 1. Score 30. I don't think it's doing what I intend to for it to do. Yeah, we don't see it here. We don't see it here because I changed the visibility to alpha 0. Okay, yeah, now it doesn't render the background. Okay, so once again, so we have a player. Let's focus. Let's zoom in. So we have a player info which is full size. We have a name which I want to. We have a score which will be. Position. Text, and I want to anchor it to the right. I want to align it to right as well. Maybe I want to actually do. Wait, I will do this way. So. Well, I wonder if I shouldn't just use the panels. What would be the best way? Because, right, if I use the control, can I layout it? I cannot. I can't layout it because this layout is. Well, it's doing what I intended to do. But the score... Okay, I think it's okay. Okay, we definitely need a bigger font, that's sure. And we actually need to set up the font. And what about if we set it up here? Will it change? Maybe we want to do it scoreboard here. So we will use this our default theme, which is and the default theme contains the font with quite a big size. And I'm sure I can change it somewhere here. Okay, font data. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Wait. Okay, so yeah, I can set it up for different UI components. I can override the values. I am not going to do that. I'm just going to. Well, it's player info. Yeah, that's too big. Fill and score should be. How do... What's the correct way to do the font size here? I know how I have a label, and the default size of the label is based on the theme. Okay, let me check. I don't want to just override the font and then change the size, because it's possible to do in this way. You can always go from editor, but you can change the size on the fly. Proper way to do this is to import new font with import font and set size there. Okay. And scaling them down depending on the situation. So should I just scale the whole player info? Is this the correct way to do it? I'm not sure I like it. Because I can do this, right? Where are we? Scale 0.2, 0.2, and it's okay. Is this how it's intended to use? Like scaling the whole panel? Probably. Okay, actually I want to okay, this changed when I changed the player info, and size is based on the whole scoreboard. No, the size should be based to the top white. It should fill the parent, but it doesn't. Let me just put another one here, or maybe. Okay, let's do it this way. We change the type here to once more the panel container, or maybe the panel. Let's do it as a panel container. Wait, I want to check the documentation. What's what? Godot panels. GUI. Containers. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Container layout is huge, layout power, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I'm looking for something like this, like a container delivered from resized. All children will be repositioned according to it. Yeah. Size flags. Fill expand. Okay, so fill ensures the control fills the designated area within the container. No matter if control expands or not, see below. It will only fill the designated area when it's toggled on. Expand. Attempt to use as much space as possible in each axis. Controls that don't expand will be pushed back to those that do. Okay, so shrink center when expanding, and if not filling, try to remain at the center of the expanded area. By default, it remains at the left or top. Okay, we can try to play with that. Simple ratio. Okay, and this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so box container arrange shield controls vertically or horizontally. So we have this horizontal or vertical box container in the opposite of the designated direction. So we have 1 button, 2, 3, and color picker button, and then we can okay, grid container. We can set up a grid margin. Child controls are expanded towards the bounds of this control. I think this is the one I was using the most, and you can set the margins there. Tab container is clear, split containers, yeah, and panel container. Self container draws a style box. That draws a style box that then expands children to cover its whole area. Yes, a style box is the stuff with but I actually don't want to have it. Yeah, I was using the margin container, I believe, mostly. Okay, yeah, so change this to margin container. And we will have okay, scoreboard is this way. We want to fill it. Top white. I'm still not sure why it's not filling the whole parent. The parent is this size, and this one should be okay. Grow direction. Nope. Anchor. Should scoreboard be also margin container? Not sure if it's rendering correctly. I think I had some problems with it on the... Oh, this is the issue. I changed the scaling. So one more time, yeah. So this is quite big, but it's not an issue here. Yeah, and I want to have this layout. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to use the scaling here, and I want to use a font size, and I will do this in here. I actually will set the font and set the font size here. I think this is the best way. Wait, I should be able to change the size. Nope. Why? Customs. I'm a bit confused. Oh, yep, I have to click on it. So size will be 50. 24. 24 seems so... it's actually quite low. 30. 35. Remember that we need to have 4 players. So player info shouldn't be such big, and it should fit the... Yep. So this is our scoreboard. And we will have it. Okay, so this is strange. I'm moving the... Why is it changing the scale? Or I mean the size of this, the height. Oh man, sometimes like, oh, these editors, Jesus. Okay, let's just one more time. So we will need to have it on the top left. I will move it man, like, really? I'm just struggling with such a simple stuff here. And why is it like so big? Okay, so this is a report here. One more time. Okay, so let's move it. So we're going to have a margin here. I just don't understand, like, you have, okay, simple stuff. I am using the top left anchoring, right? Then it means that anchor should be 0, 0, that's clear. Okay, I can understand growth direction, actually. Controls the direction of the horizontal axis in the which the control should grow in its horizontal minimum size. If its horizontal minimum size is changed to the greater than its current size. As the control always has to be at least the minimum size. Fine, okay. But I don't understand this. Like, why is this actually not... Okay. 400. And this is actually fine, less as this. Okay, scale. Why is it changing the scale? No, I don't want to do that. Now. But it's a scoreboard, okay. So, the player info, I cannot control this. So what I can control here is this flex. So I'm not sure if this is the... Yeah, fill is okay. And okay, so if I now expand the... Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, exactly. So this, and let me just align the font size and the placement of it. So scoreboard, we want to have some margin on the left and on the top. On the left we will have 40, that's too much. 30, 15. Yeah, and the font size is still quite big, is it? Like, we need to fit 4 players here. So yeah, let's make the font a little bit smaller. The only thing I'm a little bit worried here that I'm changing the font size, and this font size is changing also on the card names. It is. Are you kidding me? Like, I just want to override the fact the size of it. So I'm actually forced to use the... Well, just reset everything here. I'm just actually forced to use scaling. Why? Isn't it a better way? Really? Honestly. Okay, it should fit for 4 players here, right? Same for score, so it's going to be... Where is it? Rectangle, scale, 0.3. Okay. And the player info is quite big. We don't want to have it so big. Actually, the scoreboard expanded itself, or maybe I just didn't. What now? I'm trying to make it smaller. Why? E. Why is it so dumb? Like, honestly. I know why. I just can't believe, like, yeah, I changed the scaling of this, but it's still like big for it. I just changed the scaling of the inner element, but it's not recognizing it as a skeleton. And I remember having this problem. Okay, so I cannot change the I cannot change the I'm speechless. Like, what's the point of customizing font if I cannot really customize it? I have to create another instance of the font, or I really don't understand. What's the point of this? Okay, let me just return to the original scale here. then we can increase our scoreboard. And then we can scale the scoreboard, because why not? Okay, I want to actually have a new script for this one called player info. I think it should be a little bit bigger. Okay, and this player info will be another node which we will instantiate. Save branches scene, scenes player info. Okay, and we want to assign this script to this player info. Do we need to? Actually, yeah. Let's do it. And after that, we are going to go to our hot class. We are going to have back scene here, player info. TSCM. Actually, okay. Actually, initialize scoreboard, and we will have a list of players. Scoreboard get node scoreboard. This will be just a node, and then we'll have players for each player. We will instantiate the player info instance, player info as player info, and we will add this to scoreboard add child player info, and player info will be initialized with player. Okay. One more thing we want to do is to remove all the childs. Remove the child node, this child node is deleted and must be deleted manually. So what else? Remove children scoreboard. And I believe I have such a function here, so I just copy it. What else? Don't I? Oh, loading failed. Why did you fail? Okay, never mind. Note. Actually, I'm just trying to count. I might reverse it actually. Can I do it here? Reverse, okay. Children count, okay. What? I'm not sure if it removes all the children. If it like in the single. You know what? Let's just do this. Get children. Children. As note. Child. Dispose. Delete. This should work. Okay, so we will remove all the children before we put anything in the scoreboard, and then we will put the player info into the scoreboard initialized, and initialization will be get node. This one will be label, name, text will be player, name, get node, score, label, score, text, player, 0. 0. We also need to listen for a signal which will update our player. So we will have another signal which will be invoked when the player score should be updated. Update player score. long player ID. Also need to save the player ID here, so we know that this one is for this one. Player ID and score will be also long. I think it's integer, but doesn't matter. Score. So initialize for player. Yes, and we will use the signal manager. Connect. Game manager, signal manager, because we need an instance. Connect to signal will be called name of. Can I use this? How am I connecting to this one? Okay, so I'm emitting here and I'm not actually connecting anywhere. So this should be working. What's not correct here? Oh yeah, I'm missing all the other parameters here. So it's going to be on this node. Method will be name of update score. ID. Beans, okay, this is not relevant. And if updated player equals our player, then we will update the score. Okay. And score updates should be invoked from round action. So process round action. Where is it? Update score, this one. So in this case we will just go to actually, okay, let me just check what was here before. Round action, and so, okay, so we need those two information here, and we will go to signal manager, game manager, signal manager, emit signal, name of signal manager, score updated, and we will have these parameters, these additional parameters here. Okay. Okay, that should be it. So this should effectively, well, one more thing here. So game manager, initialize game, hot, initialize scoreboard with players. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Player info. Line 17 score node is not initialized yet. We need to call a deferred here. Wait, it's okay. I know what's going on here. Actually, I'm not going to use this one here. Wait. Okay. Let's see now. And it disappeared. So, what happened? I cleared the children, that's clear. Are you kidding me? I hope it doesn't have to do anything with the scaling. Okay. I don't think it has to do anything with the scaling actually. So let's do it one more time here. And we will duplicate this. So yeah. And the problem here is the margin. Okay. Now I will actually remove this player info here from because it's visible at the beginning. So yeah, it does what it should be doing, or maybe a little bit more up. Okay, and remove display info. Book. Actually, I should just leave it there and make it invisible. Yeah, I also wanted to make the let's move it back, to add a background to this one. So let's do this. Add child node. It should be just the text. Just the color. Color rect. That's the one. Let's go up. And let me set the color here. Color. This one. To black. To alpha will be okay. Yeah, I'm already seeing the size of the text, and not bad. I wonder why it does have the space in between. Maybe it's not okay, but I also need to margin, left 10, right 10. This is terrible. Like, I cannot like change it on the. It's not doing what I want to. No, it's I want to change only the margin for the name. So let's move it back to 0, and let's put a margin to this one. So 15 maybe even 20. Scar, same here. Oh my god. I won't be able to do this. It's not even working. So do I really need to like put those two into another container just to have a background here? Like, this is honestly, this layout is so bad in Godot. So bad and buggy. So we have a margin container. We should be able to set whatever. Okay, we will have both. Size flex, fill, expand. I mean, you don't want to expand actually. And then we have a name, which we can set at the left margin, but we have a score which we cannot set the left margin for because we don't. Okay, let's use it this way. Let's change the size to default one, and let's do this. Let's the growth direction should be begin. No, it should be end, right? Like if I expand it here. Yeah, so this is fine. Change the anchor. What? Do I not understand these containers correctly? Really? Like, you have a... Okay, margin container. It's just a simple container. You can set anything anywhere, right? Chart controls are expanding towards the bounds of this control. Expanding towards the bounds of control. Yep. So they are expanded. Margins and theme value, so they need to be edited from the constants override section of each control. Okay. Oh my god. Control override, custom controls, custom constants. Where are these overrides? Custom constants should be here. Is it for this one? Okay. So I cannot set the margin for this specific container here. Okay, so basically I don't need this to be the margin container then. All I need this to be is panel container, and it does have a nice background. Maybe I will just use this, and then we can change it in the theme directly later. So, but we need to. Okay, so we don't need this color rect. We will need this for our panel. And we will need to have another margin container under this one, because why not? Can I set a margin container here? No. Okay, one more time. So margin container. Yeah, maybe the main problem is that I'm used to HTML containers and CSS, and maybe I'm still thinking in this way, so it's a little bit tricky to understand this point of view. But I have to say that I didn't have such a problem with Unity container layout and UI stuff. Well, I had some other problems, but I don't remember having such a big issue with the GUI. Like, it was really straightforward. This is, I have to say, this is pain in the ass, honestly. Like you have to have a container, and then inside you have to have another container which you only use for setting the margins. Like why can I just have possibility to set margins on this one? Like it should be possible to whatever container, right? Like if it's the panel or whatever. Maybe I can do it in the theme, probably. But it's silly. So let me see. Custom constants, yeah. So I have to basically use these to override the margins. Mm, 15. Maybe even more. 25. Oh, 25. Actually, the 50 wasn't so bad. Like maybe we can do it even more. Okay, and we need to make the whole scoreboard even smaller. And we do that by scaling. Mm, 0.25. Yeah, not bad actually. For now, at least. So, and we will move this scoreboard a little bit to the left. So it's not overlapping with the cards. Okay, this looks good. 15. Oops. 15. And 15. I'm just trying to feed it to the right side of. Yep. So this gap is similar to this one. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. One more thing I want to actually check is if I can remove of the separation. I can by using negative values. It doesn't look too bad, like with the separation, anyways. But it looks, I think it looks better with the no separation. Does it? Let's actually make it a little bit bigger. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I need to change the path to the so container. Let's go to player info. And let me check the whole thing once again. Actually want to make this one invisible from the start. Okay. Okay, so then we can later we can play with the theme and play with the panel. And I will need to actually check What I will do it off stream. I think I'm done for today. I didn't do as much as I wanted to. It is like not sufficient, but yeah, I can't be bothered to do anything else. I'm a little bit frustrated from the GUI and layouting. Maybe I will need to read the documentation again. I will go through the containers and stuff like that, maybe the theme, so I will maybe get a better understanding of why the things are the way they are. And after that I will get back to the implementation. Yeah, I'm just checking if it doesn't get into the way of anything we need to see on the screen. It's okay. Okay. Fine. Okay, it still doesn't look like the final version. I'm gonna tweak it later with the theme, and I will probably make I will probably study the theming and how to do it properly, so I don't want to do it on stream. Okay, so that's all for today, I guess. We didn't do too much today, but we moved. We made some progress, we made some steps, so that's important, isn't it? So thank you for watching again. I hope you learned something today. I did, and I did learn that I still need to learn a lot. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one, guys. Bye bye.